Whether you're traveling to Disney World on a tight budget or you're just looking to get the most bang for your buck, we know a lot of you are looking for inexpensive ways to feed your family while still getting some good food on vacation. We've bought and tried it all, and we're sharing our top picks with you today on DFB Guide. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. Now, you don't need to be spending $200 on dinner every night in Disney World or $50 every time you stop for snacks for the family. There are bargains to be found in the theme parks, my friends, if you know where to look. Now, we spend every single day thinking about, talking about, and eating Disney World food. We are Disney Food Blog after all, and that's why you can trust us when it comes to all things dining at Disney World. We got a lot of info in this video, which is why we created a printable list for you to keep track of all your budget-friendly options. Go to disneyfoodblog.com/cheapfood to get a free copy of everything I'm about to talk about in this video. And remember, if you want even more in-depth info on budgeting, reviews of every single restaurant in Disney World, where to find every snack and how much it'll cost you, you can grab a copy of our guidebooks. We've got guides on snacks in each park, the Epcot festivals, how to navigate Disney World during the holidays, and our massive over 800-page DFB guide to Walt Disney World dining that's packed with our team's cumulative decades of Disney research and knowledge. Yes, we are old. We pack it all, every single little detail, into these books to help you plan the perfect vacation, and we back them 100%. If these guides aren't for you, we offer a full money-back guarantee. So head to dfbstore.com to check out all of our guidebooks and bundles. Don't forget to use code YouTube to get a discount on any of our guides. Now, let's get into those cheap eats. We're going to kick things off with some of our favorite budget savory snacks. There are loads of savory things, read salty, that will fit the bill, but I'm going to highlight the ones that are an incredible deal, both price and size-wise. All right, chicken fried rice. Chicken fried rice probably isn't the first thing you'd expect to find on a list about food in Disney World, but if you're looking for a quick on-the-go snack that's going to give you the carbs and protein you need to make it through a full theme park day, this is it, all in one little box. Yak and Yeti Local Food Cafes in the Asia section of Animal Kingdom has a full menu of Korean, Indian, Chinese entree options along with a cheeseburger, so you don't need to hit several restaurants to feed everyone in your group. But skip to the sides menu for this sleeper hit. The chicken fried rice is large enough to be a meal all on its own, and it's only $5.99. You get a full Chinese takeout container full of it, and it's definitely shareable. There's plenty to split if you're grabbing it for the whole group to snack on. Next on our list is going to be that popcorn. There's no popcorn like Disney popcorn, and as one of your cheapest snacks that you can smell a mile away, there's a good chance you're going to end up with at least one serving of the stuff during your trip. A single serve container of popcorn is going to run you $5.25, which is fine for a one-time snack, though not a phenomenal deal. But you know we got the deals for you. If you know you're going to be getting lots of popcorn during your trip, go ahead and grab a souvenir popcorn bucket. They cost $12 unless you get a fancy limited edition one, though those are usually only a few dollars more. And then you can get popcorn refills for just $2 each for the entire length of your stay. And you can refill with the flavored popcorns for the same price. Now that's where the deal is, my friends. Okay, moving on to that mac and cheese. What's better than cheesy carbs to support the 10 miles you're going to walk each day in Disney? You need some hearty snacks to balance out all that cardio. Now, you get mac and cheese in quite a few spots around Disney, but we're going to focus on two options in Animal Kingdom. You'll find baked mac and cheese at both 8 Spoon Cafe and Flame Tree Barbecue. The basic option at 8 Spoon is just $4.49, or you can get it topped with pulled pork for $6.79. Want to add an onion ring and coleslaw to that pulled pork top mac? Head over to Flame Tree Barbecue for a larger serving that's considered an entree for $11.99. Now, Flame Tree Barbecue is known for their large portions and tasty sides. The pulled pork and plastic cheese topped fries haven't come back yet, but you can still get a basket of onion rings for just $4.49. And poutine. This one falls into the same category as that entree-sized pulled pork mac and cheese from Flame Tree. Poutine from the Daily Poutine in Disney Springs is a big serving for a reasonable price that can make a great shareable snack or a very solid entree for one person. If you're splitting it, that $9.49 to $9.99 price tag becomes exceptionally reasonable for a super tasty snack. I mean, come on, it is French fries, and it is cheese curds, and it is gravy, and it is delicious. Now, you'll find the classic poutine, which is those cheese curds and gravy, Italian poutine with mozzarella and turkey bolognese, New Delhi poutine with chicken, tomato curry, and paneer, the classic mixed alongside with some totally unique options. There's also seasonal options. You can get the Thanksgiving poutine. Oh my goodness, there's all kinds of good stuff. And if you're in Epcot, you can also swing by the refreshment port during this year's Food and Wine Festival for braised beef poutine with Boursin garlic and herb cheese sauce. Hello, I am ready. All right, moving on to those sweet treats. This is my favorite. You know it's my favorite. Moving on to the sweet stuff, because that's all we really want on vacation, and not everyone is down to drop $7 on a cupcake. Pongo Lumpia. This sweet snack is not too sweet, but fair warning, it's also a little mixed on the reviews. You're either going to love it or hate it, and here's why. Warm cream cheese mixed with pineapple. Throw that inside a crispy, sweetened spring roll wrapper, and you've got a Pongo Lumpia for just $3.79 at Pongu Pongu in Animal Kingdom's Pandora. I personally love this one, but I know that flavor profile isn't everyone's bag. Now, since it's not too expensive, it's not a huge loss if you take a bite and find out it's not for you, and I applaud you for trying new things. And if you ask the people around you, maybe someone will want to, maybe I'll come over and eat the rest of it, because I love those things. Okay, carrot cake cookie. You guys, this is mind-blowing. The carrot cake cookie is still as inexpensive as it always has been. $3.99. That's it. And this thing is huge and delicious. 2 hefty slices of carrot cake. Yeah, it's not really a cookie. It's basically a whoopie pie with cream cheese icing in the middle. Now, this is tough to finish on its own in one sitting, which makes it an even better deal if you're planning to split it. I personally get one and take it back to my hotel and put it in the refrigerator, and I eat 1/4 of it at a time. I could probably eat the whole thing, but I won't, because I have willpower and I have to eat a million other things. So 1/4 at a time, everybody. That's what I do. Now, you're going to find that one at Trolley Car Cafe in Hollywood Studios. It is a classic, it's iconic, and it's also one of those things that I get every single trip to Disney World. Okay, Lunchbox Tart, also in Hollywood Studios, over in Toy Story Land at Woody's Lunchbox. You'll find the next cheap sweet snack on this list, those Lunchbox Tarts. These are basically fancy Pop-Tarts. Flavors here can and do switch out, but as of recording this video, they've got chocolate hazelnut, lemon blueberry, and raspberry. These fancy Pop-Tarts are bigger than a Pop-Tart. They have better ingredients than a Pop-Tart and are about 1,000% better looking than a Pop-Tart. And this is from someone who loves Pop-Tarts. That's right, that's me. And they're just $4.29. You will need to mobile order your food from Woody's Lunchbox, and this place is popular, so you'll want to get that order in early to make sure you get the pickup time you prefer. Okay, what's a Disney food blog video without Dole Whip, right? This list would not be complete without a little D to the W Dole Whip. You'll find the frozen snack all over Disney World, in Magic Kingdom at Aloha Isle, Sunshine Tree Terrace, Storybook Treats, occasionally Anti-Gravities. In Animal Kingdom, it's at Tamu Tamu Refreshments. Disney Springs has it at Marketplace Snacks. Polynesian Village Resort, it's at Pineapple Lanai, sometimes Barefoot Pool Bar. Joe's Marvelous Margaritas often has it on the boardwalk. Both Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach offer Dole Whip. You'll also find it at All-Star Movies Pool Bar and Pop Century's Food Court. For $4.99, you can get a cup of any flavored Dole Whip that's available. Pineapple is a classic that you'll find in most places, but you may also come across lemon or lime or strawberry or raspberry or watermelon or even coconut. Dole Whip is traditionally dairy-free and gluten-free, though if something is noted as soft serve rather than Dole Whip, you may want to ask about ingredients. Usually a good rule of thumb is fruit flavors are dairy-free and gluten-free, but something like vanilla or chocolate are probably not. And I'm not sure about that coconut. That's one to ask about if you have an allergy. All right, moving on to those all-you-can-eat meals. All-you-can-eat meals can be a great deal or a terrible deal in Disney World. If you're trying to please a lot of palates, lots of options can be a godsend. And if you really want to get your fill and truly eat all you can, you'll likely find any all-you-can-eat a good deal. But if you're more budget conscious and you've got some light eaters who won't be able to keep up with nonstop food, you might want to consider some of these cheaper options when it comes to all-you-can-eat. Currently, Disney isn't running any buffets, hallelujah, so all of those all-you-can-eat options are going to come served family style, which is great because you don't need to worry about juggling plates, your bags, and kids. It all comes right to your table. While there may not be as many options as a full buffet, there are still a lot of choices, and usually what Disney's doing here is choosing the most popular items and putting those on the family style platters. So you're still probably going to get the best stuff. All right, Liberty Tree Tavern is the first one I want to talk about. Magic Kingdom restaurant located in Liberty Square, one of my family's very, very favorites from a long time ago. It has food that's comforting, familiar, and tasty. It's basically Thanksgiving dinner served every single day with roasted turkey breast, pot roast, oven roasted pork, mashed potatoes, seasonal veggies, herb stuffing, cranberry sauce. They have it in the kitchen, you can ask for it, and house-made macaroni and cheese. At $39 per adult, $21 per child, it's a pretty good deal, at least Disney-wise, for all-you-can-eat mac and cheese and turkey. Plus, Liberty Tree is home to one of my favorite desserts, the Ooey Gooey Toffee Cake, which is also all you care to eat. Moving on to Whispering Canyon Cafe. This restaurant at Wilderness Lodge is an experience, along with an all-you-can-eat meal a la carte hybrid. You will get sass from your server in the best way possible, though if you're shy, you can let them know you'd like a little less sass, a little less good-natured teasing. Like I said, this is a hybrid menu with an a la carte appetizer and entree options. Those large appetizer portions could be a meal for under $15, and if you're not into all-you-can-eat fare, there are a few options for one-and-done entrees, but this restaurant also has all-you-care-to-enjoy skillets for $22 for breakfast, $24 for lunch, $34 for dinner. Whether you prefer seafood, meat, or plant-based food, there's a skillet for you, and $24 for lunch is a pretty good deal. It's probably the best deal you're going to get here at this restaurant. Trails End, y'all. Trails End is just reopened this past weekend at Fort Wilderness. Breakfast is $19.99 for adults, $11.99 per kid. That is a bargain. Dinner is $29.99 per adult and $17.99 per kid. Also a bargain, because that's all you can eat. And there are plenty of counter service restaurants that are going to cost you really, really close to those prices. Now, you're not going to find the full buffet spread translated into the new skillet style menu offered here. We're still wondering where the fried chicken went. You will get to dine on brisket, andouille, corn on the cob, goat cheese chive biscuits, and a massive family style ice cream sundae served in a lucite cowboy hat. Who doesn't want that? I don't know. Everybody wants that. All right, Garden Grill. You know, I have to talk about Garden Grill. It's the law. $55 per adult, $36 per child. This meal is by no means cheap, but this is a character meal at Disney World. It's one of the few all-you-can-eat character meals at the moment, with the distinction that you get way more character time here than anywhere else. And you don't need to leave the theme park, Epcot in this case, to get the experience. Mickey in his farmer outfit, Pluto, Chip and Dale, they're all going to pass by your table a lot, like so much that you may get tired of them. And why is that? Because this restaurant is tiny, which means they don't need to greet quite as many guests as the equally priced Chef Mickey's. Right now, you can get lunch or dinner here with similar Thanksgiving vibe menu to Liberty Tree Tavern. Turkey stuffing, chimichurri steak, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, and a delicious berry shortcake for dessert. Now, this restaurant also has the bonus novelty that it spins very slowly, and you get to see scenes from the Living with the Land ride downstairs, so super fun. Moving on to those table service restaurants, if all you can eat is not a requirement, but you want to sit down for your meal, have your order taken by a server, and eat your food off real plates with real silverware, and you don't want to break the bank, these are the restaurants you should take a look at. Reservations are pretty mandatory for these restaurants these days, and some of them are quite popular. So you're going to want to be ready to book your dining reservations 60 days in advance to get the restaurant and reservation time you want. Oh, and join our newsletter, because I get the feeling they're going to change that back to 180 days in advance sometime soon, and we'll have that information first for our newsletter subscribers. Okay, we are going to start with Sanaa. This is one of our favorite DFB restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. It's at Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village, which is way out by Animal Kingdom, and you got to go past Jumbo House, get to Kidani Village. It's basically like the farthest hotel away from anything in Disney World, but it's got unique food with African and Indian entrees. It's the only spot to see animals while you're eating. Yes, actual real life animals are out on the savannah while you're eating. And the hotel alone has 33 acres of savannah. There's another 110 acres in Animal Kingdom, the park. Entrees are reasonable prices, especially by Disney standards, and good portions. It's also really, really, really good food. They do a great job there. At lunch, you're going to find a $14 salad, an $18 burger. Dinner entrees range from $19 to $34, the high end being a New York strip steak. But hey, you guys, go for lunch. Why? Because it's daytime and you'll be able to see those animals. If you go for dinner, it's possible that it's going to be dark and you're not going to see them. So why would you do that? Okay, 50s Primetime Cafe. If you want a unique experience where, again, you'll get some sass from your server and quality food, it's incredibly safe for picky eaters. This is comfort food to the max. It's a little bit mass-produced, sometimes sits under those heat lamps a little bit too long, but is still a good flavor and it's a good value. And if that's what you're looking for, then make a reservation at 50's Primetime Cafe in Hollywood Studios. It's very, very unique. Meals range from $15 to $35. They're large, shareable portions if you prefer to split entrees or save some cash or stomach space. And the restaurant is themed to the 1950s, and that includes the food. You're going to find fried chicken, pot roast, meatloaf on the menu, though like every restaurant in Disney World, they do have plant-based and allergy-friendly options, which likely wouldn't have really been found in the 1950s all that often. Now, if you want over-the-top theming with a little less conversation, head across Hollywood Studios to Sci-Fi Dine-In Theater, where you're dining in a retro convertible car turned dining table in the dark in front of a massive movie screen playing clips from vintage sci-fi films and old drive-in concession advertisements. Each row in the car seats 2, so if you're traveling in a bigger group, you'll be split up, so talking will be a little difficult, but maybe a bit of quiet is what you're after. Along with the retro atmosphere is some retro food, burgers, fries, milkshakes, those make up the menu here, with most meals ranging from $17 to $23 and shakes and desserts between $7 to $10. Now there are some higher end items, sometimes you get a rack of ribs, sometimes you get a steak, but the quality is going to be more kind of, burger joints. Okay, next we're headed to the Fountains. Something about old school restaurants lend themselves to lower priced entrees, even at Disney World. So we're continuing the cheap sit down meal list with 2 more retro inspired restaurants, both themed to soda fountains. The Fountain at the Dolphin Hotel is often overshadowed by our next entry on the list, but with hot dogs, burgers, and sandwiches falling between $12 and $18, which is crazy. Those are counter service prices, people, and this is a table service restaurant. Shakes, malts, fountain sodas, floats at $8 each. This place is a steal and it's really good food. I bet you've never heard of this restaurant, even though it's a quick walk from Epcot's International Gateway entrance and right behind the boardwalk, but it is worth it. Definitely try it out. And for the more popular and well-known soda fountain, Beaches and Cream at the Beach Club. This one will be much tougher to get a reservation for than the Fountain, but you'll find similar dishes and prices. Sandwiches are typically $13 to $17, but this place is known for their desserts. Specialty sundaes range from $8 for an old-fashioned double scoop sundae to the $35 shareable and very Instagrammable kitchen sink sundae that's got every ice cream flavor and topping in the place. Shakes and sodas are also about $6 to $8, though those giant over-the-top shakes that come with topped cake slices, cupcakes, and more are typically around $15 each. Via Napoli, we're going to Epcot's Italy Pavilion, to my husband's favorite restaurant in Disney World. This is where you want to go if you're craving pizza. It's also where you want to go if you're looking to feed the whole family on a relative budget. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, AJ, you're crazy. Via Napoli is so expensive. And it is, but there is a secret here. Large pizzas are going to run you $38 to $55, which is way more than you're going to spend at your local pizza joint. But if you're splitting that 3 or 4 ways, which you absolutely can, you're coming out under $15 per person, which is an excellent price for a table service restaurant. They source a lot of the ingredients here from Sicily, so this stuff is authentic. And they also have pastas and some other entrees if you're not in a pizza mood, but those aren't quite the amazing deal that a splittable large pizza is. Now, this Magic Kingdom restaurant is another one that often gets overshadowed by everything else in the park, but it's one of the few places where all the entrees are under $23. Plus, you get a view of Cinderella Castle. This is one of my very, very favorite places to eat in Magic Kingdom, and it's the Plaza Restaurant. The menu features burgers, club sandwich, meatloaf, so it's nothing groundbreaking, but it's a menu that will please a lot of people, and it won't cost you an arm and a leg, and I do feel like this is less mass-produced than you're going to find at someplace like 50's Primetime, where every once in a while your plate comes out and the gravy has a little skin on it because it's been sitting for a while. Plaza, I never have that experience. It's always really fresh, really good. And Wine Bar George, heading over to Disney Springs for one of my all-time favorite restaurants. This one's a little bit more expensive than some of the other options. Small bites and charcuterie are in the $15 to $30 range, though they offer family-style plates that serve up to 4 people for $72 to $75. Coming out to less than $20 per person is pretty cheap for Disney. Obviously, they have a great wine selection here as well. So what you're getting here is a higher-end experience without the higher price tag. Charcuterie and steak swap in for onion rings and burgers that you won't find at the other cheap table service restaurants. And while the food is fancier here, the atmosphere isn't that stuffy, and you don't need to be a wine lover to eat here. Believe me. Okay, we have worked our way to quick service restaurants, fast food restaurants. Now, if you don't have time for a full sit-down meal, or you're looking to fill up for even less money, then opt for those quick service restaurants. First on our list is Flame Tree Barbecue. I already mentioned some of the snacks here, but nothing at this Animal Kingdom restaurant is outrageously priced, especially when you consider the portion sizes you're getting. A pulled pork sandwich or salad topped with chicken are $10.99, while a whole half chicken comes in at just $13.29. It is a very meat-heavy menu and certainly not the best barbecue you've ever had, but for theme park food, it delivers on quality and value. Heading over to Casey's Corner, it's an iconic Magic Kingdom hot dog restaurant at the end of Main Street, and it's where you can get those foot-long dogs that can feed all your kids at once and the easily shareable and kid-friendly corn dog nuggets. Those corn dog nuggets are just $9.99 for a full meal that comes with fries and plastic cheese, which, by the way, plastic cheese is hands down the best cheap add-on to any meal or order of fries. It's just $1 for a cup of the melty, gooey neon orange stuff, and it's a lot. You get a lot, actually. And it's probably one of the best dollars you can spend in Disney World right now. Moving over to Frontierland and Adventureland. This one kind of sits on the corner. Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. This is a Magic Kingdom restaurant as well. It's home to a $2 side of guacamole and a $10.99 chicken nachos or $14.99 fajita platter. It's a Tex-Mex inspired restaurant. It also has plain cheeseburgers for the Pico de Gallo averse, and kids' entrees offer smaller versions of the chicken or carnitas rice bowls. Pro tip here, anyone can order off the kids' menu at quick service restaurants, so adults, if you're not hungry enough for a full-size portion, opt for the kids' meal and you're going to save even more. Over in Epcot, Les Halles in the France Pavilion is going to deliver on both the best and the least expensive food in the park. If you need to carb load, you can get a full baguette, like a giant one, for $3.50, or a half baguette for $2.25, but who wants just a half? If you need a savory snack or light lunch, the lobster bisque in a bread bowl is just $5.95. That's a great deal. Sandwiches are all under $10. The jambon beurre is just $8.95, and pastries are often under $5 each, and these are authentic. This is definitely going to remind you of what you had in Paris or what you wished you had in Paris. Next on our list, Lotus Blossom and Kabuki Cafe. Now, here's a special note. Neither of these are top choices for us, but both offer up cheap snacks in Epcot. Lotus Blossom is in the China Pavilion with orange chicken, pot stickers, and egg rolls, large portions, cheap prices. This is basically your typical Chinese takeout quality. And Kabuki Cafe in the Japan Pavilion has sushi rolls under $6 for something light and healthier, and they have kakigori, which is a shaved ice snack, for just $4.50. If you're in Japan and you want something a little bit more filling than that, you can head up to Katsura Grill, where they've got ramen and stuff like that. All right, heading over to Hollywood Studios, Backlot Express. This is one of my favorite restaurants in Hollywood Studios simply because they have something for everyone here. The most expensive entree is a third-pound Angus burger topped with barbecue pork and pepper jack cheese. And it's another spot that you're going to find $1 plastic cheese, but this will suit a lot of different tastes and a lot of different palates. Moving on to Disney Springs, we're going to talk Earl of Sandwich. You may have an Earl of Sandwich near you at home, but that doesn't mean it's not great food at a great price that might be worth your while if you're on a budget Disney vacation. Two of our favorite sandwiches are the Caprese, which costs $8.49, and the Holiday Turkey Sandwich is just $7.99. Now, this one used to just be available during the holidays. Now it's available all the time, which is a great deal. Heading toward the center of Disney Springs, Morimoto Asia is one of my favorite restaurants, but it definitely won't end up on this list because it is super pricey, but you can get cheap eats from the restaurant outside. Morimoto Asia street food. Ramen here is $12 to $14. A 3-piece serving of Morimoto's famous ribs is just $10. It's a great deal. All right, Cooks of Dublin is next. It's an itty-bitty quick service spot attached to Raglan Road, and it often gets overlooked in Disney Springs, but you should not skip it. They've got great fish and chips, tasty chicken sandwiches and burgers, topped with Dubliner cheese or battered and deep fried. Yeah, deep fried burgers. All the entrees are going to be under $15. They also have one of my very, very, very favorite things here, and that is that vintage bacon and cheese dip for your French fries. That'll cost you extra, but it is well worth it. There's a lot of flavor going on there. Now, there are a lot more Disney Springs restaurants that could easily be mentioned on this list. Chicken Guy, one of my very, very, very favorite fast food restaurants in Disney World. Deluxe Burger, Polite Pig, but this could easily be a 3-hour-long video if I went through every single one that offers great food at a great deal. Let it suffice to say that Disney Springs is going to be a jackpot for less expensive, excellent food. Now, if you want to make sure you don't miss the restaurant that's perfect for you, pick up a copy of our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining. Like I said, it has reviews of every single restaurant, all these quick service spots in Disney World with searchable indexes and loads of tips from me and our guidebook team. You can find it at dfbstore.com. Don't forget that discount code YouTube. All right, we're rounding out this video with something in between, lounges. Now, if you want something a little bit nicer than a quick service or fast food meal, but you don't want all the fuss of making table service or sit-down reservations, or maybe you're looking for a lighter snack while someone else in your group wants a bigger meal, I suggest you try one of Disney World's lounges. Yes, these are the bars, but that means a little something different in Disney World. These are some of my favorite places to grab a meal in Disney World. Most of them are completely kid-friendly. Think of them as restaurants you don't need a reservation for. They've got really good food for the most part, and you don't need to worry about that ADR months in advance, though some of these places are pretty popular, so you might want to show up early to snag a seat. We're going to talk first about Geyser Point. This is right on the water at Wilderness Lodge. It's this super chill, relaxed, outdoor, but covered Geyser Point bar and grill. This is one of those places where you go in Disney World and you're like, wait a minute, we're in Disney World? Because it's just so chill over there. Maybe you want some charcuterie to nosh on or their incredible cheesy brisket dip. You got it. Does someone else in your group need a full meal? Like now? They've got burgers, roasted salmon. They're famous for their bison burger. There's crab cake, steak salad, shrimp. Everything is $17 or less. Now, they won't be gigantic portions, but the food is high quality and the atmosphere is so serene and just a boat ride from Magic Kingdom. Now, a similar location is Three Bridges Bar and Grill. This is another waterside lounge. 3 out of the 4 in this section are waterside lounges, actually. And it's right in the center of the lake at Coronado Springs Resort, which is a moderate resort in Disney World. If you don't mind traveling for a meal, this lounge is definitely worth it. But you're more likely to dine here if you're staying at Coronado Springs, because it is a bit of a trek from just about everywhere else in Disney World. The manchego cheese dip and roasted corn dip are DFB favorites, but you'll also find salads, burgers, and full entree options like steak frites and harissa lamb chops, all for less than $25. They've also got a cool sangria flight here. Definitely worth ordering just for the picture. All right, and here comes our favorite, Nomad Lounge. We talk about Nomad a lot, but I do end up there nearly every single trip that I have enough time in Animal Kingdom to stop here. You too may fall in love with this lounge that offers lots of small plates and appetizers with African, Asian, and Latin flavors, all $9 to $15. Why do we love it so much here? Well, again, it's really good food. It's a super chill spot, and I think the juxtaposition between this super calm, serene location in the middle of a theme park is pretty significant, and you feel the relaxation, I think, a little more intensely here when you go to this lounge. Now, they have a lot of allergy-friendly options here, too. It's the only place you'll find gluten-free churros in Disney World, and heads up, these are the best churros in Disney World. I'm not even gonna lie. I said that when I first had them years and years ago, and as far as I can tell, most people are agreeing with me. Those are really good churros. And they also have a great specialty cocktail selection with drinks you won't find at other bars in Disney World, though they all run typical Disney cocktail prices of $12 to $16. Which is very pricey, but that's the deal in Disney World. And finally, we're going to talk about Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge in where else? Hollywood Studios. This patio is perfect for people watching while you sip on a martini or margarita flight. Yep, that's right. Flight, martini flights and margarita flights. Oh, 3 little tiny drinks. They're great. The Cobb salad here is iconic. You can get it in a smaller portion at the lounge. You can often order off the full menu from the Hollywood Brown Derby if you want a full-size entree here, though they have several small plates to choose from as well. Now, I talked about a lot of restaurants and food in this video, so don't worry about trying to memorize that list. Instead, go to disneyfoodblog.com/cheapfood, drop us your email, and we'll send you the pre-written list. Plus, we'll sign you up for our totally free newsletter that we send out several times a week and whenever there's breaking news. Want to know when the Disney dining plan is coming back? Want to know what's going on with FastPass? Sign up for our newsletter and you will be the first to know. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for watching. Please save your money in Disney World. Don't eat bad food that costs too much. It's not worth it. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.